All right, so this Knife Thoughts video is going to be another unboxing, and as you can see by this over here, KOF, it is from Knives of France. So as always, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the bell and select all so you know when I post new videos, and check me out on other social media. I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Knife Thoughts, and my website, knifethoughts.com, where I post articles on knives like these and knife related topics. Speaking of knives like these, this is going to be two knives from Knives of France, and they are both from, and as always, I try my best with the pronunciation, but Coutellerie Sabot, a company in France, in Laguiole. And this is my other knife from Knives of France that's made by the same company. So I'm going to use it to open these. I bought these from Knives of France. I'm excited about them because, to be frank, I haven't bought the last couple runs of GEC knives. Just not really interested, and they're expensive and hard to buy. So these are relatively inexpensive. Both of these together, after my discount code Knife Thoughts, were $126, I believe, and it's two knives, for that price, and they are available, and I like them. I've liked them so far, these French knives. They aren't honestly hopefully these ones will be, because that'd be awesome, but they haven't been. I don't think they generally are quite GEC quality, but again, they're like a third the price or less. But they have that feel to me. So they have that like historicity to them that like is the nice thing about GECs, aside from the incredible quality. But first of all, you get a packing slip here that tells you what you have. So the brand is Sabot, which is a brand of the maker, and then we've got Thiers Blackhorn, and then Vendetta Blondehorn. That's the two knives. I love the Blackhorn on this knife and on the Navette that I had, Navette. And then they, Stefan checks the edge, function test, handle, and make sure that the box is all good there. So that's a nice thing. Has a little punch there, a watermark. Nice touch for sure. And there's a little note from Stefan. Oh, P.S. There's a little something. So Stefan actually, my wife and I had our first kid 5 weeks ago, almost 6 weeks ago, and Stefan actually, just a little after we had ours, he had a kid of his own. So kind of a fun little thing, and he said there's a little something in there for my son, so that's really nice. Stefan seems like a really nice guy. I've gotten to talk with him back and forth on Instagram and email, and I think he really likes the knives, and he seems like a nice guy. So that's always a nice thing. Also, it's good to buy from someone where it's just a person that you're talking to, and a friendly person. So a sticker and a card. So this sticker, I finally have a gun safe, that you can put a bunch of stickers on, and so that'll go on that. And let's see what the first one is here. So we have, this says Point de Corne, which means top of horn, apparently. Always interesting. I've always wanted to learn French. I'd love to learn a bunch of different languages, but I actually tried to learn French for a little while. I kind of stumbled over the pronunciation a lot of the time, but I'm not sure which one this is, because I'm not seeing the model name as it is on Knives of France, so we'll see. It is relatively big, so I'm guessing it might be the Vendetta, which is a big knife for a slip joint, and by the feel of it, I'm thinking that is the case, and it is. This is a big knife, very, very interesting looking. So the cool thing about this knife is this incredible bolster. Look at this thing. So it's like a Barlow times two. It's like half of the length of the knife, versus a Barlow, usually you want it to be a third the length of the knife. and this is like half the length of the knife. When I was first looking at this, I didn't realize how big it was, and I thought that bolster looks like it'd be uncomfortable, but it actually looks like it was going to make a hand stop, right? And Vendetta, you know, maybe it's intended to be a piercing knife, but it's actually centered really well. Maybe slightly towards the pile side, but not too bad. There's some gapping on the back, but honestly, you know, I want you to see it so you can really see how it is. Not too bad. I'm not a huge spring file work type of guy. A lot of people really like that. Not really my thing, so it doesn't really enhance it for me. But it's there. So if you like it, it's there. And there are some gaps along the springs. The spring sits like it's not flush. It sits a little bit low. Hopefully you can see that there. But nothing like massive. I gotta tell you, this blonde horn is really cool too. That's one of the big things that draws me to these also, is that you can get these really unique materials that you don't see on GECs. Now, there does seem to be a little crack at the butt pin here, but boy, this horn is amazing looking from the back. Oh, you won't be able to see that, I don't think. I wish I could get that to focus better. Oh man, you can see the striations from you know, from onward towards the butt there. I don't know how to say that exactly, but it's also cool if you look at these bolsters, they're actually they're slanted inset, so that's an interesting thing. It's something you see on Italian knives sometimes. So yeah, let's open it. There's no nail nick. It is a pinch open only. Nice action. And one thing Stefan told me, you know, if you watch my channel, you know I hate blade wrap. I get blade wrap a lot. And some of these really traditional designs, it's just designed in. There's blade wrap. They sit, they edge on the spring, and it allows you to, you know, use the knife more, sharpen the knife more, and stuff like that. But he did tell me that this one is less likely to have blade wrap. It's not really designed into it, and you can see that it does have a kick there. And first of all, this thing is really cool. I mean, I get a full just, I guess, cool, unique, like the shape. I get a full 4-finger grip on that, and it feels good in the hand, but I could choke up on that for sure. Very interesting. The edge feels really nice. Feels very, like a very smooth edge. Seems, well, the grind is a little uneven. It's ground thin, but it is a little uneven. You can see it. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but if you look here versus here, you can see that it's ground quite a bit more on the pile side. So not a perfect grind, but they probably punch that Vendetta and the guy with a bandana in first, then grind it. I'm not sure of that, of course, but I would guess that. So they don't want to grind that off. This is stainless also. It's 12C27 Sandvik steel, so you know it's not a super steel, but it is stainless. And nice snap open. No blade play. Nice snap. And I don't feel any edge damage. Now I want you to see too here that there are some, you know, places where the bolsters don't match up super well with the liners. So, you know, it's not a perfectly fit knife, but it's certainly functional and I think really cool with the blonde handles. I forget what I calculated it out to after the discount, but I believe that this was like $64, $65, something like that, you know, with horn handles, you know, made in France traditionally. I think it's a great deal, very unique, very different. So I'm happy with it. I can't wait to see how it cuts. I'm interested because of the kind of off-centered grind. I'm interested to see how it cuts. It seems ground pretty thin. So yeah, very cool. Moving on to, lost the packing peanut there, on to what must be this one also says corn, which is horn, apparently. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but this one should be the Thiers. Really like the shape of this one. This one's in Blackhorn. I have the barrel knife in Blackhorn, kind of black and white horn, but the other knife that I had in Blackhorn, the Vendetta, I gave to my mom. She really loved how it looked, so felt like getting another knife in Blackhorn. And being that they're not super expensive, it was in the budget. Oh, that is a cool looking knife. That's a cool one. So one thing I noticed right off the bat on this one is that this tip, I was a little bit worried that it might sit high, but it's not actually nowhere near proud. Let's see how well I can show that to you. See how nice and deep in there that tip sits? That is nice. And actually, I mean, this one has gaps in the back spring, just like the previous, but it's more flush, the back spring is. So that's really nice. Very, very dark on the back here, and hopefully you can see it right here. There's just a little spot of white, so that's really cool. And then definitely some more white on the front, so I really like that. Very nice looking, and I love the shape of this. It's just a simple shape, which is one of the things I love about traditional knives. No cracks on this one that I see, so that's a nice thing compared to the Vendetta. Now you can see that this one also, it's well centered. You probably saw that earlier, but you can see this one does have a nail nick, but I was hoping that it was pinchable. We'll see. Oh yeah, easily. Oh, I should have shown that on camera. I thought it was in camera. Easily pinchable. Really no issue there. And I believe, I don't know if I even asked about this one, but I believe this one he said didn't have blade wrap either. I could see it having blade wrap, but I don't see any actually on the knife. Just the design, you can see that there's not really a kick. But you can not have a kick and not have blade wrap. Boy. Thiers par le Sabot. Le Sabot. Thiers. It's not la. I've been saying la. It's not la. But you can see made in France right there, and the same 12C27 Sandvik steel, which I'm happy with as a steel for a traditional knife. I mean, I would say on par with, or maybe better than the steels that GEC uses for their stainless knives. They use 440C sometimes, but recently they've used 420C. So, you know, definitely on par with that. But the main thing here is that, wow, this thing feels great in the hand. Just, you know, if you watch my videos, you know I love a simple handle. A simple handle makes for an ergonomic handle, and that is a simple handle. Look at that, just right on there. I've got relatively wide hands and fits right into my hand. Very cool, kind of almost upswept blade, like a drop point, almost upswept. Nice long curve. Again, I'm surprised, but I don't think that there is blade wrap. It really snaps closed and open, but I don't feel any blade wrap. I don't know. I'll have to sharpen it. I will sharpen this, sharpen, carry, and use both of these, and you know, maybe do a full review. We'll see. I think I'll probably do an article on. I've been planning to do an article on knives from, you know, around the world, or maybe just various countries anyway. Maybe not around the world, maybe more Europe. But really happy with this one. I think this one's going to go in my pocket for the rest of today. I should show the nail nick too. So using the nail nick, very easy, nice action, no blade play, beautiful. Really happy with this one. Again, it was $126 total, so I think this one might have been like $70. Would that make sense? Yeah, about 70, maybe a little less. Anyway, $126 total after the discount code Knife Thoughts, which gives you 10% off of orders of $50 or more. So you could order either one of these and use the code, because they are both over $50 but well under $100. So, you know, still super budget friendly. But both very cool. One thing I'll show real quick, an interesting thing compared to GECs and like cases and other American knives is it has this upturn here on the tang, and I'm not sure what the term for that is or why it's like that. So I'd be interested to maybe ask Stefan or just kind of look into it. But it seems to function normally. Maybe it makes it kick out of the full open and into the full open a little bit more. I'll show you it on the Vendetta. Yeah, maybe a little bit. See how it kind of kicks in and kicks out? So it's almost, it kind of reminds me of the way the tang works on a Spyderco Slip It. They have a little divot that the spring sits down into it, so it kind of holds it open a little bit more strongly, more securely than just a normal flat tang slip joint. So very cool. I might as well, I think, show what else is in here. So there is a packing slip, but this looks like this is for the gift for my son. Oh man, this is gonna be so cute. Look at that. Oh man, thank you very much, Stefan. I can't wait. I'll send you a picture as soon as he wears it. I think he might fit into it, at least almost right now. So vive la France. I love it. That's super cool. Thank you very much, Stefan. And I'm sure that my son will grow up with an enjoyment of French knives. So I'm a little bit touched by this. So thank you, Stefan. Thank you to everyone who watched this. And as always, don't forget to go out and do good.